This is ABC 7 News, Chicago's #1 news.
There are plenty of exciting things happening in the land and the skies over Chicagoland today. Hello, I'm TJ.
And I'm Donny.
Chicago's Air and Water Show is rocketing the lakefront. Thousands have come from all over to enjoy some of the high-flying actions and acrobats. The jets roar, the planes soar, and the boaters and skiers don't fail to entertain on the water. Millions line the shores of Lake Michigan and enjoy the largest free show of its kind in the country. America's military elite take to the sky, including the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds and the U.S. Army Golden Knights parachute team. And of course, they never fail to thrill.
There was nothing but high-flying action as this year's Chicago Air and Water Show gets ready to rock the lakefront. Although the 53rd year of the event doesn't officially begin until Saturday, many of the military and civilian acts practice today, meaning a preview of the thrills to come, minus the crowds and traffic.
I love coming out here because it's not as crowded as the other days will be, and the weather's great today. Who knows what will happen tomorrow?
The $600,000 price tag for the mainstay of Chicago's summer is completely funded by corporate sponsorship dollars and will feature a new private viewing and dining pavilion.
You've never been able to come to the Air and Water Show and get a place where you can actually get some shade, sit down, watch a show up front, and get something to eat and drink on the beach.
So have your sunblock ready, your water bottle handy, and get ready for an exciting ride.
There are some new faces at the Brookfield Zoo. Some are funny looking, some are quite handsome, and some have a face only a mother could love. I'm talking about some newborns, of course. A baby aardvark, a bison, and a giraffe are among the latest additions to the zoo family. Now comes the big task of giving them their proper names and welcoming them to their new home.
The 40-pound calf doesn't have a name yet, but she does have a personality. She's rambunctious and full of energy, and she doesn't know it, but she's the first bison born here at Brookfield in 40 years.
The first since the early 1970s. We chose not to breed for a long time because we didn't really have the best exhibit for them. Now that we have this big, large, beautiful, appropriate exhibit, we plan to start breeding bison again.
Back in the mid-1800s, it's estimated there were up to 50 million bison roaming our western plains. But by 1890, that number was down to less than 1,000. They had been slaughtered by hunters.
This is the story of the American West and how we nearly drove the bison to extinction.
Giant bison like this 2,400-pound bull, shot dead, not for the meat, but for the hides, for profit. Babies like this left alone on the prairie to die. Finally, the killing was outlawed, and just maybe we learned a lesson. Frank Matthey, ABC 7 News.
Chicago continues to be a hotspot for making major motion pictures. Filmmakers love our beautiful skyline and the choice of premier locations. The city's great fan base is a huge plus. Big productions like the Transformers have continued to solidify Chicago's reputation, and with a big production comes big stars and plenty of action. Right now, they're causing quite a stir on the streets of Chicago.
Another busy day on the set of Transformers 3, which today was just off Michigan Avenue. Director Michael Bay was making sure everything was just right to shoot a scene with Shia LaBeouf and his movie mom and dad. For several weeks, the movie production itself has been a big draw for fans. Large crowds of spectators have been impressed by elaborate sets showing Chicago in the midst of death and destruction.
We're hoping to catch some recording. We just got down here, so I haven't gotten to see very much yet, but they're excited, so hoping to maybe catch something.
We live a few blocks away, so we've been able to see everything. It's been pretty cool.
The film generated lots of revenue for the city, employing 1,200 Chicagoans, using services of more than 380 businesses, and spending more than $20 million. The film also used local film students as interns. Production is wrapping up next week, and today the producer thanked the city for embracing the movie shoot and taking any inconveniences in stride.
A jury has been selected for what's being called the patient trial of the century. Tech giants Apple and Samsung are fighting over smartphones and tablet computers. Apple's lawsuit against Samsung alleges the world's largest technology products are illegal knockoffs of a popular iPhone and iPad. Apple wants $2.5 billion in damages. Samsung counters that Apple is doing the stealing and that some of the technologies in issue has been industrial standard for years.
And now we're going to throw it over to our very own Jerry Taft, who's going to tell us about the hot days ahead and whether or not it will interfere with any of our plans.
Thanks, guys. Well, as you can see, we do have a little bit of rain headed in, so even though it's been hot, things are going to cool off a little bit over the next couple of days. And as this system kind of pushes in our direction, you can see some of the damaging storms will stay to the south, but some rain showers for us. So we have cooler air, a little bit of rain, but then it warms up for the weekend.
Thanks, Jerry. On to some sports news as the Bears are readying themselves for their Monday night showdown against the Detroit Lions. Jay Cutler and the Bears can gain sole possession on first place in the NFC North with a victory.
The NBA regular season is only 2 weeks away for the Chicago Bulls. Of course, they will have the start camp and the regular season without start point guard Derrick Rose. Fan favorite Kirk Hinrich is expected to take over the starting duties while Rose rehabs with his own ACL. Coming up next, we'll have a few summer attractions for you to sink your teeth after these messages.
Apt is Chicagoland's #1 destination for electronics and appliances. Choose from TVs and home audio that will entertain your whole family, to small electronics and computers that keep you connected, to home comfort essentials for your living space, and a wide selection of appliances to build your perfect kitchen. From selection to delivery, Apt has everything you need, all under one roof. Apt, pleasing people since 1936.
Welcome back. Warm temperatures mean it's time for outdoor activities, summer fashions, and beautiful flowers. That combination is also the theme of this year's Flower and Garden Show. More than 25 gardens on display draw inspiration from the textures and colors found in plants and fabrics. The show also features gardening seminars and workshops, kids' activities, cooking, demonstrations, and huge marketplace.
And the curtain is opening on a new musical performance called Bring It On. It's a musical comedy that's sure to make you want to jump on your feet and do a few flips. Plus, under the big top, there's an exciting performance of Cirque du Soleil. It's a family favorite with the contemporary music and dramatic stunts. It's an event that everyone can enjoy.
Well, that's all the time we have for you now, folks. Tune in at 6 for your latest news update. Reporting for ABC 7 News, I'm Donnie.
And I'm TJ. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.